Sarvebhya Namaskaraha. Today is the third day in the series of lectures on Shodasa Samskaramlu by Dr. Visalakshi Mahodaya. Let us start with Vande Mataram and Prarthana. Then we will proceed with our sessions. Let's have Vande Mataram. I request C.C. Babu Garu to sing Vande Mataram for all of us. Let us all stand up and sing. We also sing that song.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam Sufalam, Malaya Jasitalam, Tasya Syamalam Mataram, Vande Mataram. Suprajyosna pulakitayaminim pullakusumita drumadala sobinim suhasinim sumadhura bhashinim sukhadam varadam mataram vande mataram vande mataram.
धन्यवादः Babu Mahodaya. Now let us do Prarthana. I will do it. Oh. Shuklambaradharam Vishnu Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavanam Dhyaye Sarva Vignopasantaye. Om Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Om Hari Om. Let us start our session. I request Visalakshi Mahodaya to start the session, please.
Om Sri Mahaganadhipataye Namaha. Om Sri Parvati Radheswarabhyam Namaha. Om Sri Metha Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Sri Mahasaraswatye Namaha. Om Sivaya Gurave Namaha. Om Namah Sivaya Cha Namah Sivaya. Mukta Vidruma Hema Neela Thavala Chayir Mukhai Stri Kshanai Yukta Mindu Nibattha Ratnamakutam Tatvarthavarnatmikam Gayatrim Varadabhayankusha Kasha Supram Kapalam Gadam Shankam Chakramathara Vinda Yugalam Hastairvahantim Bhaje. Yo Devaha Savitasmakam Dhiyo Dharmadi Gocharaha Prerayet Bhargayet Tasya Tadvarenyam Upasmahe Sarva Chaitanya Rupam Tam Adyam Vidyam Cha Dhimahi Buddhim Yana Prachodayat. Om Sri Gayatri Matre Namo Namaha. Of all the rites and sacraments imposed on us by our Maharshis, ancient sages, to get liberated, the best samskara for those who were born in Brahmin caste with Purusha Upadhi is Bhupanayanam. And in fact, this is the best samskara for all categories of human beings, not only for Brahmins, but we say for Brahmins because it is the duty of the Brahmins to educate the entire society, the whole mankind, and show them the way to get liberated. We already knew what is samskara. By observing these samskaras, the existing dirt and impurities would be removed and virtues will come to us. That is, virtues will be developed in us. Every day we take bath. That is, we do samskara to our body. By this, the dirt on the body would be removed. When we apply sandalwood paste or powder, etc., then the beautiful fragrance which is not there originally on our body would come and join. Similarly, by observing the samskaras before birth and after birth, slowly not only the impurities of the body would be removed, but the impurities of jiva would also be purified. Sadgunas, Satvikata, that is virtues, luster, and knowledge, would join and improve the Jivatma. By observing the 10 sacraments so far, would make a person befitting to get the Upanayana Samskara done to him. Without proper knowledge, some people think that Upanayana Samskara should be done to do the marriage. Upanayana Samskara brings eligibility to a person to get initiated into the Veda Vidya, to approach the Acharya to teach him the Veda Vidya and Brahma Vidya. One who purifies his body and mind would be gaining divine power by daily observing Sansya Vandana and Gayatri Japa, would be qualified to study Vedas under an Acharya. To observe Panchamaha Yajnas, Upanayana Samskara is a must. Jagadguru Sri Adishankara Bhagavad Padacharya says, Jantunam Narajanma Durlapamata Pumstvam Tato Vipratat Tasmat Vaidika Marga Dharma Parata Vidvatvam Asmat Param Atmanatma Vivechanam Swanupavo Brahmatmana Samstitihi Muktirno Satakoti Janma Sukrutai Punyair Vina Labhyate. It is very difficult to get human body and be born as a human being. Moreover, it is fortunate to be born as a male. Even in that, to born as a Vipra and having the tradition of following righteous path to acquire scholarliness is still very rare. To have the discrimination of Atma and Anatma is still more difficult. To get self-experience and to be in the state of Brahman can be obtained only by the merit acquired in hundreds of crores of births. Otherwise, it is impossible to get a human body, utilize it properly, and get moksha or Brahma Jnana. Out of 84 lakhs of living beings, only human beings have the opportunity to reform their body, mind, and karmas done and to get mukti. Jnana devatu kaivalyam. We get liberated by jnana. Jnana is acquired by shastra chena, veda chena. That would be possible by the teachings of Sadguru. That arhata would be gained by getting Upanayana done by purifying the person with Vedic mantras. Now somebody asked the question, why only for Purushas? These Upanayana Samskara is for men, it is okay. But for women, if they follow the husband and they support the husband in doing this Sanchavandana, Nityanamitika karmas, they will get liberated. So they need not have to undergo any special purifications, because by birth women are pure because they are the Amsha of Sakshat Jagannatha, Adi Parasikti. But anyhow, in the olden days, even they used to do this samskara to girls also, to boys and girls, but due to so many other reasons and factors, Maharshis limited this, and nowadays only it is to be done only for gents for so many other reasons. The Upanayana is the qualification to enter into Gurukula Vasa and study Vedas and scriptures, Dharma Shastras, etc. Why we have to study Vedas? Because Vedokhilo Dharma Moolam. Vedas are the roots of all dharmas. The aim of life can be achieved by knowing and practicing dharma. We can protect our Veda Vijnana and Vedic culture by putting that into practice. Now let us know the meaning of the word Upanayanam, Upanayana. The word Upanayanam is formed from the root ni, naya, to lead, nayati, with the upasarga. Upa means near, that is to take near. Near to whom and where? Near to an acharya, Sadguru. Upanayana means to take us near Brahmajnana. Because after doing Upanayanam, parents take their child to Gurukula and hand over him to a guru to preach him and teach him Veda Vidyas and also Brahma Vidya, the ultimate knowledge. Upanayanam, Upa means near, Nayanam means eyes, eye. The eye is called as Nayanam because whatever object is seen by the eye reaches that object and thus brings that object near to us. So that which makes the faraway objects near is Nayanam, and that which is near to that is Upanayanam. So that is called as Vupanayana Samskara, which gives us the way to gain that knowledge, which is the best, by knowing which Brahmajnana, Jiva wants to get liberated and gets liberated and recognizes that he himself is Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi. To gain that knowledge and thereby reaching the goal would be obtained by getting initiated into Vupanayana Samskara. In the olden days, Upanayana was performed even to girls along with boys. We know about many Brahmavadins, Brahmajnanis like Gargi, Maitreyi, Lopamudra, etc. So many women were there. But due to so many social reasons and the changes occurred in due course of time, and also the body restrictions which are there by nature in male and female upadhis, so nowadays they are doing Upanayana Samskara only to boys. By Upanayana, one becomes Dvija, twice born. The parents give birth to this body, Manava Upadhi. By getting Brahmopadesha, he becomes Jnana Swarupa. So he is called as Dvija, twice born. Born again in the form of knowledge. By this, he gets the worthiness to do Gayatri Japa, Mantra Japa, and Veda Chayana. Upanayanam is that ritual which blooms the eye of knowledge in us and leads us to Brahman. Unless Upanayanam is performed, one cannot observe any Shrauta karmas, is not eligible to do any Shrauta karmas. So among all the samskaras, Upanayana is considered as the most sacred and important samskara. Janmana jayate vipraha, samskara dvija uchyate. The boy would be enjoying his childhood till Upanayana samskara is performed. After this, he becomes a brahmachari. Brahmani charati iti brahmachari, who moves in, that is, he would be linked to Brahman. He lives in Brahman. He has to follow vigorous austerities, getting up in Brahmi Muhurta, early morning time, doing Sansya Vandana, Agnikarya, studying Vedas, Ahara Niyama, Samaya Palana, Guru Susrusha, etc. become essential. They say the body of Brahmins is not for enjoyment, it is for sacrifice, for the benefit of entire mankind. Unless Jata Karma, Namakarana, Chuda Karma, Chaula Samskara, etc., Samskaras are done according to Shastra, he will not become eligible for getting Brahmopadesha at Upanayana Samskara. So, at the time of performing Upanayana, all these samskaras would be done once again properly under the name of Anupanita Prayaschitta. It is said in Apastamba Sutras that the Upanayana Samskara gives excellence to the noble human birth. Sahi Vidyatastam Janayati Tat Sreshtam Janma Sharirameva Mata Pitarau Janayataha. Mata Pita give only birth to the body, but the real knowledge, the body in the form of knowledge would be given by Guru. The Sharira, the real Jnana Sharira would be given by Guru. And Jnana, to approach whom Upanayana is essential, it is for getting the final aim of human life, the moksha. Many of us are performing Bhupanayana as a compulsory kratu, ritual to be done before the marriage, but that is not correct. Even after being done this sublime Bhupanayana, also many people are neither doing Sansya Vandana nor even doing Gayatri Japa and are losing the spiritual power. Let all of us realize at least now the sublimity of Upanayana and greatness of Mahotkrishta Mahamantra, Tripada Gayatri Mantra, Chaturvimshati Akshara, Tripada Gayatri Mantra among Saptakoti Mahamantras, and observe and practice doing Sanchya Vandana and Gayatri Japa regularly and gain invincible spiritual power. Now let us know when and which time and how to perform this Kratu Upanayana in detail. Or if time permits, we can go in detail, or otherwise in a short manner, knowing the main procedure of Upanayana. In Apastamba Dharma Sutras, it is said like this: Garphastameshu Brahmana Upanayita, Garphaikadaseshu Rajanyam, Garphadvadaseshu Vaishyam. When Jiva, that is the living being, human being, enters into the womb of the mother, then onwards 8 years, that is at 7th year, 3rd month, this Upanayana ritual should be performed to Brahmin boys. That is called as Garphastami. Similarly, during 11th year from entering into mother's womb to Kshatriyas. And similarly, during 12th year from entering into mother's womb to Vaishyas. This ritual should be performed. Brahmavarchasya kamasya karyam viprasya panchama varshe raju balardinaha shashte vaishyasya ihardino astame. This is also Shastra Vakya. It is said in scriptures that for Brahmin boys who aspire to get Brahminica luster, for them the Upanayana should be performed at 5th year. For Kshatriyas who aspire to acquire strength on 6th year, and for Vaishyas who want to get good knowledge of worldly affairs during 8th year. This Upanayana Samskara should be done if they want to get success here on this earth. Vasante Brahmanam Upanayita, Grishme Rajanyam, Sharadi Vaishyam. After the entrance of Uttarayana Punyakala, the Upanayanam should be done to Brahmin boys during Vasanta Kala, to Kshatriyas during Grishma Kala, and to Vaishyas during Sharat Kala. Especially for Brahmin boys performing Upanayana on Vasanta Panchami or Sri Panchami would be more auspicious. For the Vatu and his father, for both of them, Nakshatra Bala and Tara Bala should be there. Apastamba Sutras start with the Sutra Atha Upanayanam Vyakhyasyaamaha. So we can know the importance and greatness of Upanayana, just as it is in Brahma Sutras, Athato Brahma Jigyasa, Atha Bhaktim Vyakhyasyaamaha. So like that, Atha Upanayanam Vyakhyasyaamaha. And completely speak about the procedure of performing Bhupanayana and how to hand him over to Guru at Gurukula. Now, if the father is desirous of the welfare of his son and wants to make his son Aishwaryavan, wealthy and intelligent, then he should perform Bhupanayana at proper age, Garphastami. Now, what is Aishwarya? The Taittiriya Aranyaka says, that is, the Veda says, Ruchis Samani Yajugumshi Sahishri Amruta Satam. Ruks, that is Vedic hymns, Rigveda mantras, Yajas of Yajurveda, Samas of Samaveda are the property, that is the Aishwarya. So he should give them all these, not the money that we feel is Aishwarya. That is the wealth, in fact, the Vedic knowledge. That is the immortality. That is the essence of Gayatri Mantra. To obtain that, the Upanayana should be done. Through Upanayana, they are giving Jnana Aishwarya to the Vatu. Satam Sanmarga Vartinam Amruta Anashta. Those who follow the Vedic Marga, Vedokta Marga, they never get any Anishta, the unwanted things. So Medha Kama, desirous of Jnana, Brahmajnana, and Sri Kama, desirous of Aishwarya, worldly glory, should study Veda Vidyas. Brahmacharya Dvadasa Varshan Eka Vede, Brahmacharyam Charet. Being a Brahmachari, following Brahmacharya Vrata, the Shishya should acquire the knowledge of each Veda, studying for 12 years. In the olden days, they used to perform this Upanayana Samskara for 4 days or 5 days. Nowadays, they are doing in 1 day. It should at least be done completely 1 day, full 1 day, because as a part of Upanayana, the priest should make the Vatu perform Agni Karya during daytime and Santya Vandana during evening time. The priest should come next day morning after the Upanayana is completed. The next day morning, the priest should come and be with the Vatu and make him do Agni Karya. Now let us know the most important points of Upanayanam. They are Shubharambha, starting the pious ritual. Vigneswara Stuti, praying and worshipping God Vinayaka. Sankalpa, then Kalasya Puja, Vigneswara Shodasopachara Puja. Upanayana Sankalpa, Jata Karma Namakaranadi Samskaras to be performed to the Vatu. Then Raksha Bandhana, Swasti Punyaha Vachana, Mantaparadhana, Pandiri Puja we say. Then Agni Pratistapana, Laukika Agni Pratistapana, Prokshana Samskaras, Vivitha Homas, different Homas. Then Ankurarpana, Nandi Devata Ahvana, Yagnopavita Dharana, Nandi Devata Samaradhana, Kumara Bhojanam, Brahmachari Bhojanam we say. Vastra Mekhala Ajinadi Dharana. Hand over the Vatu to gods for protection. Navagraha Mangala Sirvachanaha. Churnika or Sumuhurta. To keep the mixture of, that is the paste of Jeera and Jagari over the head of the Vatu. Then Brahmopadesha. Gayatri Mantropadesha. And Gayatri Mantra Visishtata. Palashadanda Dharana, Gurudakshina Samarpana, Suryupasthanam, the vows done by the Vatu, Bhikshacharya, Matru Bhiksha, Sansya Vandana, then Agni Karya, Medha Janana, Sadasyam or Brahmana Asirvachana. Thus, in this process, the Upanayana Samskara should be done. Everyone follow according to their Veda. So depending upon the Veda to which they belong and also due to the places, Prantiya Bhedas, there may be little small differences, but mainly everyone follow all these points. In fact, we should know about all these points in detail, but because everyone is aware of all this process, Pandir Puja, etc., Ankurarpana, then all these points we all know. So the most important points of Upanayana, just I will try to explain now. After getting initiated into this brahmacharya asrama, now it is the duty of the Vatu to try and observe all rules necessary for him to observe. It is most important to do Trikala Sanchya Vandana and Gayatri Mantra Japa and Agni Karya. If Trikala Sanchya Vandana is not possible nowadays, then certainly Prata Sanchya and Sayam Sanchya twice should be done. The Paurnami, which comes after performing Bhupanayana, is the most important day for Vatu, as he has to perform Upakarma along with his Guru and start Veda Adhyayana, studying at Gurukula. Among the 33 points I gave now, the 13th point is observing different homas, such as Aghora Homa, Chakshushi Homa, etc. While doing these homas, the Vatu should pray Agnihotra like this. Sraddham, Medham, Yashaha, Prajnam, Vidyam, Buddhim, Shriyam, Balam, Ayushyam, Teja, Arogyam, Dehime, Havyavahana, Shriyam, Dehime, Havyavahana. Om Nama Iti. O Agnideva, please give me Shraddha, Medha, Yashaha, Prajna, etc. all which need for us. This is how everyone should pray Agnihotra, Agnideva. Every day we can pray, and at the time of performing yajna, certainly we have to pray and request Agnihotra to give us these good virtues. The priests are Brahmagaru, as we say. He prepares panchapalikas, fills with mud, makes the yajamani sprinkle little water, pour navathanyas again covering with mud. Little water is to be sprinkled over them. They slowly turn into little sprouts and grow. We believe that if these navathanyas grew very thick and high, our dynasty would shine for long time. So we should take care of these palikas every day, sprinkling water twice in the morning and evening. They should be taken care for 16 days, thus by sprinkling little water every day. On the 16th day, which is celebrated as a festival, Padaharu Rojala Pandaga, we say in our Telugu, these palikas should be offered to donated to ladies along with tambulam by the mother of Vatu. During the performance of Upanayana, the parents, especially father of Vatu, should invite the Pitru Devatas, worship them with gratitude and devotion. By the favor of Pitru Devatas, the dynasty grows. So at the time of Upanayana and Vivaha, we invite Pitru Devatas or Shobhana Devatas as we call and worship them and get their blessings. They all come there at that time being invited and bless all their children. Now the priest or Brahmagaru does pranayama, takes sankalpa to make Vatu wear Yajnopavita, keeps Yajnopavita in a plate and asks Vatu to worship that with Shodasopacharas. The presiding deities of that Yajnopavita should be worshipped properly before wearing that. Then the father takes the Yajnopavita and asks elders to touch it, pray the god and bless the Vatu. When they touch it, that Yajnopavita becomes more powerful by the power of the sparsha of elders who were doing Sanchya Vandana and Gayatri Japa every day throughout their life till that time. Then the father keeps the Yajnopavita in a plate in front of him and says the mantras along with the Brahmagaru. It is Sri Parameswara Prityartham, Mama Kumarasya Ayushyabhivrutyartham, Mama Kumarasya Upanayanangatvena Dvijasya Dvijatva Siddhyartham, Yagnopavita Dharanam Karishya. This is the Sankalpa. For the sake of longevity and Dvijatva Praptyartham, I am making my son wear this Yagnopavita and then praise all the gods. Yagnopavita Adhisthana Devatabhyo Namaha. Chana Vahanadi Shodasopachara Pujan Karishyami. So he worships with Shodasa Upacharas. So saying, he worships the Yajnopavita and Adhisthana Devatas of Yajnopavita with Shodasa Upacharas. Then Vatu's parents hold the Yajnopavita, and while the priest is reciting mantras, put the Yajnopavita on his neck saying, Yajnopavita Dharana Muhurta Sumuhurtostu. The mantra recited at the time of wearing the Yajnopavita is Om Yajnopavitam Paramam Pavitram Prajapateryet Sahajam Purastat Ayushyam Agryam Pratimuncha Subhram Yajnopavitam Balamastu Tejaha. This most sacred Yajnopavita, sacred thread, had originated along with God Prajapati Chaturmukha Brahmadeva when he originated, Swayambhu. Along with him, this Yajnopavita also arose, came out. That gives long life. By knowing this, you wear this Yajnopavita. This Yajnopavita will give you strength and luster and longevity. At that time, 3 lines of thread with 1 knot would be there to that Yajnopavita, which Vatu wears. The Vatu should wear it lifelong with much devotion. This Yajnopavita is the symbol of Dvijatva. It is directly goddess Gayatri Mata. At the time of marriage, again 2 such 3 lines of thread with 2 knots will be added to it, so that total 9 lines of threads with 3 knots will be worn lifelong by all those who got this Upanayana and marriage done to them. In these 9 threads, 9 deities, devatas exist permanently and protect those who wear Yajnopavita and serve them with devotion. Those deities are Omkaraha Prathame Tantau, Dvitiye Agnis Tathaiva cha, Tritiye Nagadevatvam, Chaturthe Somadevata, Panchame Pitrudaivatvam, Shashte Chaiva Prajapatihi, Saptame Marutaschaiva, Ashtame Surya Evacha, Sarve Devastu Navame, Icyetas Tantu Devataha. These are the Tantu Devatas. Brahmanotpaditam Sutram Vishnuna Trigunekritam Rudrena Datto Granthirvai Savitriya cha Apimantritam. God Chaturmukha Brahmadeva created Yajnopavita. Lord Sri Mahavishnu tripled that power. God Paramashiva, that is Rudra, put the knots there. Goddess Savitri Mata gave spiritual power to that. By thinking of them, we get Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shaktis. The size of Yajnopavita is correctly 96 inches. Normally, gods and deities are of this size, they say. By wearing Yajnopavita and observing Deva Vratas and Brahma Vratas, man can become Deva. A man can obtain Daivatva, and by having the real knowledge, one can become Brahman, Paramatma. So this Upanayana Samskara of wearing Yajnopavita gives the worthiness of gaining that knowledge by which man becomes Brahman, Brahma. Those 3 on the Yajnopavita are that is the 3 knots which Shiva put there. Those 3 knots on Yajnopavita are considered as Brahma Granthi, Vishnu Granthi and Rudra Granthi. By breaking them, one gets Brahma Jnana and becomes Brahman. We say in Lalita Sahasranamas also Brahma Granthi Vipedini, Vishnu Granthi Vipedini, Rudra Granthi Vipedini, like that. In Nandi Samaratana, the priest asks the father of Vatu take sankalpa that he is doing Nandi Devata Samaratana for the longevity of his son, worships Brahmins and offers cloths and Dakshina Tambulas to them. As part of Bhupanayanam, they offer food and cloths to Brahmacharis. Kumara Bhojanam, we say that. Along with them, the Vatu also sits to eat along with his sister or mother according to the their custom, according to the Prantiya Bheda. Depending on the Pranta, where they live and according to the Veda to which they belong. Matra saha kumaram bhojayet, says the Shastra. Similarly, Haginya saha bhojayet is also there. Whatever may it be, the meaning behind this custom is that till that time the Vatu eats the food along with mother and sister, brothers and all, taking from their plates. That is Uchista Bhojana. But now onwards, he should never eat the Uchista of anybody, wherever he eats and whatever he eats. That should be very holy, because that food he eats is offered to gods. So he should eat only pious, purified food. Here, some explain the sentence Matra Saha Kumaram Pojayet does not mean he has to eat along with his mother. The real meaning of this sentence is now onwards, he should know that he is eating along with Gayatri Mata, wearing the Jenshamu, we say the Upavita. Whenever the moment he gets Upavita, that Yajnopavita on his body shines. So that is goddess Gayatri Mata. So along with that, he is eating means he is eating along with Gayatri Mata. So he should eat only Satvik Ahara. Now onwards, he should do prokshana to whatever he eats. So sitting on a wooden plank, pitalu we say, on the ground, he should eat holy food with uh, padisham we say. That is prokshana samskara. Sprinkling water with Gayatri Mantra japa. After this Kumara Pujana, the Vatu should take bath again, once again, and wear Diksha Vastras. The priest makes them ready. Uh, so many other things for the sake of Vatu. The Barhis, they say, then water pot, that is Kalasam, then Kurcha, the cloth, a round stone, Sanikalurayi, we say, the stick called as Danda, then Krishna Jina, skin of deer, Jinka Cherma, we say, and Mekala, etc., for the sake of Vatu, to be used in this Bhupanayana Samskara. The priest makes Vatu perform Agni Mukha Prakriya, worshipping fire first, enkindling the fire and then worshipping. While the priest is reciting the mantras, Vatu offers into the fire and says, Agnaye idam namama. Agnaya idam namama. This is for God fire. It's not for me. With the chanting of holy mantras, the Vatu uh, presses the stone, that Sanika Lurai, with his foot, keeping the Diksha Vastras on that stone, and after worshipping the cloths, Vatu should wear them. By the Sanikallu stone, Vatu has to learn that he also should endure cold and heat, hunger and thirst, happiness and sorrows, that is, all dualities, and be strong as that of stone in maintaining celibacy. The clothes are only for the Mana Samrakshana, and but for not luxuries or exhibiting the status. God Devendra, Pancha Bhuta Devatas are being prayed for the protection of Vatu by the father and priest also. Brahmacharyena tapasa devaha mrityum apaghnata, says Atharva Veda. We can stop even mrityu by brahmacharya and penance. The Mrityunjaya mantra is also to be recited at that time by the father for the longevity of the Vatu. Then the Munja grass grows by the favor of gods and God Indra, and then moon, Marut, etc. So with that Munja grass, the thread is prepared, and that thread they tie around the waist of the Vatu, and Vatu, and keep the knot at the navel. This Munja thread removes the diseases of the body and increases longevity and spirituality. While sitting on the deer skin, if we do penance, then easily we can attain samadhi state. Concentration would come by sitting, doing japa, sitting on the deer skin. So that is why sages do penance sitting on the deer skin. After getting Upanayana Samskara, the Vatu has to perform many yaga kriyas. After completion of education, when he enters into Grihasthasrama, then also he has to do several yagas wearing this deer skin. Deer skin. So he has to preserve it carefully. Agnistoma, Atiratra, Apturyama, Vajapeya, Poundarika, Ashwametha, etc. should be done wearing deer skin. So, as indication of Yajna Nirvahana, the deer skin is made to wear by the Vatu. Also, it gives sense control, control of sense organs. The priest with the chanting of Veda mantras hands over the responsibility of protection of Vatu to gods, because the Vatu has to study Veda Vidyas. Later, he has to teach them and protect Vedas. He does benefit to the society. He performs yajna and yagas and pleases gods by offering oblations into yajnas. Thus, the virtuous protection is handed over to Prajapati, Agnideva, Chandradeva, Suryadeva, Saraswati Devi, Mrityu Devata, Yama, Jalati Devata, Oshathi Devata and Bhumata. Ante tu sarvamantranam hastagраhanamishyate devatabhyah paridanam rakshanaya pruthak pruthak. When Shubha Muhurta is approaching, the priest prays Navagraha Stotras. Trideva Murtir Jagadeka Chekshuhu Virinchi Narayana Shambhu Rupaha Prabhakaraha Shopana Hetu Putoh Vatum Cheturveda Patum Karotu. When Sumuhurta is approaching, the priest recites Lagnastaka slokas. In fact, many slokas are there. I just gave only one sloka here. Then among Lagnastaka slokas, Sumuhurta Kale Atmana Samipa Manayati Lagnastaka Patanam Kuryat Churnan Patitva. For Upanayana, the Muhurta is very important for performing any auspicious occasions. For example, marriage, etc., we see Shubha Muhurtas. But for Upanayana, the strength of Shubha Muhurta, Muhurta Bala, we say, is much more essential. And exactly on that Shubha Muhurta, that exact time, the mixture of Jeera and Jagari should be kept on the, that is, on the middle of the head of Vatu. That paste should be kept in a beetle leaf, and along with that leaf, he has to put like this over the Brahma Grantha, that is Sahasrara Chakra place of Vatu. That mixture of Jeera and Jagari has the power to bring the favor of Devatas, Anugraha of Devatas. It has the capacity to remove the defects of the body and mind and chitta also. It does not allow old age to near that person. Na jara vidyate yasmat. Always creates enthusiasm and spirit, and also it purifies the blood, creates auspiciousness and pious ideas in the mind. So many good reasons are there, benefits are there for this mixture of Jeera and Jagari. That is why they keep this paste. So, by keeping this mixture on the Brahmarantra, the petals of Sahasrara Kamala, that Sahasrara Chakra, the most important chakra among 7 chakras, bloom. In Yoga Sadhana, the Kundalini Shakti is opened in Mooladhara Chakra. It crawls slowly, it crawls up while passing through the other chakras, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddhi and Ajna chakras. Finally, it reaches Sahasrara Chakra and touches the feet of Paramatma, Parabrahman or Parvati Parameswara, who reside there at Sahasrara Chakra. Then the unimaginable, indescribable bliss, the fountain of bliss overflows and completely drowns the 72 nerves of the body of the yogi And that sadhaka, the yogi, will be overwhelmed with joy, bliss. That sort of bliss, this Vatu also experiences in his life and should experience it in his life at a later stage by getting that Brahmajnana, for which this mixture of Jira and Jagari paves a way. Now, Brahmopadesha, Gayatri Mantropadesha. Among Saptakoti Mahamantras, Gayatri Mantra is the most powerful and Mahotkrishta Mahamantra, because in other mantras there are some Bijaksharas, but Gayatri Mantra in Chaturvimshatyakshara Tripada Gayatri, all 24 letters are Bijaksharas only. Such a powerful Chaturvimshati Akshara Tripada Gayatri mantra will be advised and completely given to Vatu by his father, along with Shaktipata, which is the most important item than even that Gayatri mantra. This Shaktipata is the main Brahmopadesha. Shaktipata is the power of Gayatri mantra japa done by his father, Vatu's father. When the priest is chanting that in his ears, the father will transfer his spiritual power, the Gayatri mantra japa phala, to his son through the touch and uttering Gayatri mantra. At that time, Brahmopadesha, a very big cloth, is covered over the heads of all these three persons, the priest, the father, and the Vatu. And also the Sanai Melam and drum beats also will be played loudly, so that nobody will be able to listen to these mantras, and outside words of people will not disturb these three in doing this Upadesha. So that the sort of disturbance should not be there. So they three sit together. Among many events of Bhupanayana, the most important events are three. They are keeping Jira and Jagari paste. Then second is Brahmopadesha. Third is Matrupiksha. Among these three, the most important and most powerful is this Brahmopadesha. So Brahmopadesha is offering the Gayatri mantra Japa Phala along with preaching Tripada Gayatri by the father to his son, the Vatu. When the son holds both the feet of the father and requests him to instruct Gayatri mantra and give Brahmopadesha to him, he should say, the Vatu holding both the feet of father with both the hands, he should request the father, Savitrim pho anubruhi. Please, O Guru, please instruct me of Savitri mantra. At that time, those mantras are advised to him. Suprajaha prajaya bhuyaha, suviro viraihi, suvarcha varchasa, suposhaha poshaihi. These mantras will be made by Vatu to repeat 3 times. This is Brahmopadesha. Even these mantras are part of Brahmopadesha. Along with this, Gayatri mantra will be given along with Vyakrutis, 3 Vyakrutis. After this, the Vatu says, Brahmacharya Magat, I have become Brahmachari. The 3 Vyakrutis are Pur Bhuva Swaha, Puhu Bhuvaha Swaha. Then the Acharya, the Guru, that is the priest, asks certain questions and Vatu replies. Later, several yagas are being performed, conducted by this Brahmachari. When the Vatu holds both the feet of Acharya, the priest, and requests him, Savitrim pho anubruhi, then the Brahmagaru preaches Savitri mantra, which is in Gayatri Chandas, to the Vatu, along with 3 Vyakrutis or Sapta Vyakrutis. That mantra is Savitri mantra. That is the power of Sun God, God's Son, Pratyaksha Daiva. The Bharga Shakti that exists in the Sun, Savita, is called as Savitri. Because it is in Gayatri Chandas, it is called as Gayatri. Because it flows from the divine power to human intellect, from Guru to Sishya, from father to son, it is called as Saraswati. Through Sara means to move, to flow. So Saraswati is that which flows from one to other. It is the knowledge that flows from one person to another person. So Goddess Saraswati is the name given to the knowledge, vidyas, education. Let us know the Visishtata, speciality and special significance of this Gayatri Mantra, the greatness of Gayatri Mantra. It is so powerful and sacred and secret. So it should not be uttered by all whenever they like, in whatever manner they like, and wherever they are. It is not at all correct. Its sanctity must be protected. It is highly rahasya, guhya vidya, secret knowledge. It should be prayed only by those who got upadesha of this mantra. Those for whom this Tripada Gayatri mantra is not given, they should not chant this mantra. There are other Gayatri mantras given by Maharshis to all those people. They are called as Purana Gayatri, etc. So everybody can chant this Purana Gayatri slokas, mantra slokas, and get the same fruit which these Brahmins with Upadesha get while chanting this Tripada Gayatri. The Purana Gayatri, etc., mantra slokas, which can be recited by all, including women and children, are Yo Devaha Savitasmakam Thiyo Dharmadi Gocharaha Prerayet Bhargayettasya Tad Varenyam Upasmahe Sarva Chaitanya Rupam Tam Adyam Vidyam Cha Dhimahi Buddhim Yanah Prachodayat. Even these two mantra slokas got the same power as that of Tripada Gayatri, Chaturvimsati Akshara Tripada Gayatri, which would be initiated to particular people who deserve that. Whereas these two can be recited even without any Upadesha. The meaning of these slokas, mantras also is the same as of Gayatri mantra. We pray, that is, I pray. The Gayatri mantra's meaning, I pray that power of sun, the Bharga Shakti, which is pervading Bhuloka, Bhuvarloka, and Suvarloka, which is the best luster of sun god, should incite our buddhi, our intellect, and move us, make us move in proper direction. So Bhanjanat Bhargaha, we say. Bharga Shakti is that power of sun which completely burns Janma Janmantara Sanchita Karma Phalas and Doshas and Vasanas, which incites our intellect in proper Shreyo Marga, that is Savitri Mantra. These 24 letters of Gayatri Mantra or Savitri Mantra, it is called as worshipping Gayatri during morning time. It is called as Gayatri. This mantra is called as Gayatri, and the same mantra is called as Savitri during afternoon times, and as Saraswati during evening. That is why thrice we should do this Gayatri mantra japa and also Sansya Vandana. Gayantam Trayate iti Gayatri, which protects them who worship her, recite her. Somebody asked me to repeat something. What is that? Hello, Harivom? Somebody has...
1 minute. 1 minute.
Bhanjanat Bhargaha. Gayantam Trayate iti Gayatri, which protects us protects all those who worship her, recite her. Na Gayatriyaha param mantram, na matu paradevata. There is no other mantra equivalent to Gayatri. There is no other goddess other than mother. As soon as the Bhupanayana is celebrated, then onwards the Vatu should start to do Gayatri mantra japa and Sansya Vandana. Those who got Upadesha of this mantra, they if do not do this Sansya Vandana and chanting of this Gayatri mantra, if they do any other mantra, that will not yield any sort of fruit. This is the foremost duty of those who got Upanayana Samskara, to do Sansya Vandana and do Gayatri mantra japa. Later on, they can do any punya karmas, any other mantras they can chant. After doing Sansya Vandana and Gayatri mantra japa, they can do other japas or any other rituals or karmas. When this Chaturvimshati Gayatri mantra is recited properly with proper accent, then the Shabda Prakampanas make lustrous the body and mind of the sadhakas. They create positive thoughts, bring an alaukika anandanubhuti. Such a person realizes himself and becomes Atmaveta. He becomes such a powerful person who can control the whole universe. Shruti Mata says, Gayatrim Chandasam Mata, Stutamaya Varada Veda Mata. Vedas and all Smruti Granthas praise the greatness of the Mahima of Gayatri Mantra in several ways. Manusmriti says, Tripya evatu Vedepyaha Padam Padam Udu Duhat. Etadaksharam cha Japan Vyakruti Purvakam Sanchayur Veda Vidvipro Veda Punyena Yujyate. Three padas of Gayatri Mantra are the essence of three Vedas: Rigveda, Rigveda, Samaveda, and Atharva Veda. Na Gayatriyaha Paru Mantraha. There is no other mantra as powerful as that of Gayatri. Samasta Sapta Tantubhyo Japa Yajnaha Param Smrutam. Himsaya Anye Pravartante Japa Yajno Na Himsaya. Tasmat Japaha Sada Sreshtaha Sarvasya Tu Punya Sadhanat. Evam Japaparaha Santyam Paktyupasita Yo Dvijaha. Among all yajnas, Japa Yajna is the best. The Dvija who does Sanchopasana becomes Rishi, a sage. Gayatri mantra starts with the word Tat. Tat Savitur Varenyam, they say. Tat means that. That indescribable. Tat is Anirvachya Parabrahma Tattva is spoken as Tat in Upanishads. Upanishad Pratipadita Paratattva is called by the word Tat, Saha, Sa, like that. Gayatri Mantra speaks about the Parabrahman, the transcendental ultimate reality, which is immanent and transcendental and antaryami, which lies everywhere and which is beneath and which is the substratum of the entire creation, whole universe. By Sansya Vandana Upasana, all the sins will be burnt. The physical and mental illnesses, Ati Vyathayaha, also never approach. Raga Mohas leave that person, and whatever sins are done, whether known or unknown, would be washed away and made to ashes as soon as the Sansya Vandana is performed. Obtains great power and liberation. Sarabhutastu Vedanam Guhyopanishado Mataha Tapyaha Sarastu Gayatri Tisro Vyakurutayes Tatha Gayatri Veda Janani Gayatri Papa Nashini Gayatriyastu Paran Nasti Divichehacha Pavanam. Gayatri Mahamantra is the essence of Vedas and Upanishads. By the Aradhana of Gayatri, one gets Karya Safalata, success of the work he starts. Then he gains Parakrama, prowess, power, yoga, Ghanata, Jnana, Teja, Rakshana, Dhishikti, Dharma Nishtha, Dharana, Dhyana, Spurana, Sputatva, proper pronunciation, Jagruti, Sahasa, Duradarshitva, Viveka, Niranjanatva, that is not being touched by anything, etc. Several good qualities, virtues. Vishwamitra Maharshi is the drashta of this Gayatri Mahamantra. Gayatri Mata is prayed with the sloka Mukta Vidruma Hema Neela Thavala, which I prayed in the beginning of this class. The priest will narrate and reciting the Sandarphochita mantras makes the Vatu hold Palasha Danda, the stem of Palasha tree, Modaga Chettu we say, which is the symbol of Jnana. Once all the gods came under a Modaga tree, the Palasya Vriksha, and discussed about Parabrahma Tattva. The tree listened to that attentively. So that tree is called as Sushravaha. Sushravaha. Sushrava. Suru means to listen. Su means good. Sushrava means one who heard with attention. And then onwards became a pious Samitha to be offered in yajnas in Agni Karyas. And a branch of that tree is used as this danda in Bhupanayanam Samskara. Auspicious occasions we use that Palasha Samithas. The Vatu holds Palasha danda while saying Susravaka, Susravasam Mam Kuru. O Palasha tree, O goddess of Palasha tree, you belong to gods. You got the knowledge of Vedas. Just as you have received the essence of the Vedas, I will also receive the essence of Vedas and of Brahma Jnana. Please bless me. Throughout his Brahmacharya Vrata Diksha Kala, the Brahmachari must hold Palasha Danda, the branch of Palasha tree, in his hand, with firm intention that he would be as strong as that of this stick. Brahmins hold Modaga Danda, Palasha stick. Kshatriyas hold branch of banyan tree, Marichettu we say. Vaishyas hold the branch of Medi Vriksham, Medi Chettu. The Shastra says, Palasha Dandu Brahmanasya, Nayagrotha Skanthajaha, Avanyagrotha Rajanyasya, Badara Audumbarova Vaishyasya. Now the Vatu, the Brahmachari, should give a Padi Avu, we say, the milky cow with calf, as Guru Dakshina to the priest. The cow is directly the form of Mukoti Devatas, 3 crores of gods. It is equal to Vedas. It sustains all living beings, especially human beings. Cows are the wealth of living beings, especially human beings. The priest, after taking Godana as Dakshina, recites Omkara 17 times. Acharyaha Saptadasha Krutvopasya blesses the Vatu to live long with knowledge. The Suryopasthana, the priest brings Vatu outside, shows the sun shining in the sky, and says Asavadityo Brahma. This sun is Parabrahman. The Savitri Devata of Gayatri Mantra is that Bhargatejas shining in the form of sun, and asks him to salute and praise sun god as Tat Chakshureva Hitam Purastat Chakram Ucharat. Pashyema Sharadasyatam, we shall see 100 Charat Kalas. Jivema Sharadasyatam, we will live for 100 years. Nandama Sharadasyatam, we will rejoice for 100 Sharats. Prabravama Sharadasyatam, we shall speak properly for 100 Sharats. Ajetasyama Sharadasyatam, Jogcha Suryam Drushe, for hundreds of years we will live safely without being afflicted. We should be able to see sun god for several years. After this prayer, the priest takes votes from the Vatu that then onwards he will lead systematic life, will not eat or sleep or wander here and there or talk freely as he likes. He will follow his guru and what guru says. He has to ask bhiksha and offer the bhiksha to his guru. And whatever the guru gives him, he should eat that. Every day he will do Sansya Vandana, Agnikarya, Gayatri Mantra Japa and Veda Chena. Triyahametam Agnim Dharayanti, Kshara Lavana Varjanam Cha Bhojanam. Brahmacharyasya Poshane Anusishyam Vatum Guruhu Badhamityeva Sarvatra Pritibruya Tato Vatuhu. What all instructions the Acharya gave, the Vatu accepted and said, Badham means okay, I will follow. Then the priest asks the Vatu to go and get bhiksha from his mother first, father next, and then from all relatives who came there. Because then onwards the brahmachari has to eat what he gets by bhiksha. The Vatu should say his pravara, saluting and saying pravara, he should ask for bhiksha. Tato gurum mataram anyagumscha vruddhan namaskritya bhiksham yachayet. He should ask women as bhavati bhiksham dehi and men as bhavan bhiksham dadatu. In the ritual Bhupanayana, the most important features for Vatu Brahmachari are Agnikarya, the procedure of doing them, their meanings, to practice them in life, to get Brahmopadesha, to get Gayatri Mantropadesha, to chant them lifelong, and to get the blessings of elders. All the relatives and friends who come there to attend that function, Upanayana, avoid for this Bhiksha Vandana. Wearing auspicious yellow cloths, wearing a bag that hangs down from the right hand shoulder, called jole, we say. Then wearing panchashikhas on the head with earrings called kundalas. This brahmachari, the Vatu, shines excellently, beautifully with luster. He starts to ask for bhiksha, alms. Holding both the ears with both the hands putting crosswise, the Vatu says his pravara fully and asks bhiksha, starting with his mother first. His mother should give bhiksha with silver bowl. That silver bowl goes to Guru, the priest. The brahmachari should get bhiksha from families and has to give it to his Guru. When what the Guru gives to Shishya, he has to eat, because that is the custom, that is the niyama. As a symbol for that bhiksha vritti given by this mother, this bhiksha charya is celebrated here in Upanayana itself to make him get habituated. And the bhiksha which the mother gives would be taken by the priest. After that, whatever would be given by other persons can be taken by the Vatu or his parents. The priest should teach the Vatu to tell his pravara correctly. Suppose his gotra is Haritasa and his name is Aniruddha, then he should say, Chatusagara Paryantam Go Brahmanebhyah Shubham Bhavatu. Angirasa Ambarisha Yavanasva Triyarsheya Pravaranvita Haritasa Gotraha Apastamba Sutraha Krishna Yaju Shakha Adhyayi Aniruddha Kumar Sharma Ahampo Abhivadaye Bhavate Bhiksham Dehi Bhavan Bhiksham Dehi Bhavan Bhiksham Dadatu. Thus everyone should say this, their rishis names and then that pravara properly. The Matru Bhiksha got not only that significance said above, but it is that Bhiksha which prepares food to the Vatu for lifelong, for his whole life. The bowl with which mother gives Bhiksha would become his food in future to the Vatu. That is why we say, elderly people say, take a very good big bowl of silver, which is valuable, and completely filled, fully it should overflow. The rice should overflow the bowl. And taking that, it should be offered to Brahmachari, the son. After giving Matru Bhiksha, mother puts a gold ring with a stone to the finger of their son. That ring should be given by him to his wife after his marriage is celebrated. Afterwards, all the elders give bhiksha to Vatu. Those who are aware of Shastra, they bring rice from their house and give bhiksha to the Vatu. When a Brahmin boy's Upanayana is celebrated, then only Brahmins must attend that kratu, because it is a kratu, not just any Veduka. Only Brahmins can give bhiksha to the Brahmin boy. So they should invite only Brahmins and relatives. It is not proper to invite other caste people and not accepting bhiksha from them. That is to insult them. So it brings sin also. So for Upanayana Samskara, they should be very careful in inviting. Then for Upanayana, a Kshatriya boy can get bhiksha from Brahmins and Kshatriyas. A Vaishya boy can take bhiksha from Brahmins, Kshatriyas and Vaishyas. These are Vaidika niyamas. We have to follow them. If anyone wants to celebrate Nandikeshwara Nomu Vrata, they can do it at Upanayana Samskara time. After this Bhiksha Vandana, a good food should be served to all with Panchabhakshas. Then it is the duty of the priest and father of the Vatu to teach him how to do Sansya Vandana. Once the Upanayana Samskara is done, then onwards every day Vatu has to do Sansya Vandana. The three main important features of Sansya Vandana are Arghya Pradana, Gayatri Japa and Suryopasthana. Some others say that even mudras are important. The greatness and importance of Arghya Pradana is given in Vedas. A certain Mandeha Rakshasas did penance and got boon from Prajapati Brahmadeva to fight with sun god. By the power of that boon, they afflict the sun from morning to evening. But the water purified with Gayatri Mantra Japa got the power to stop the power of those Mandeha Rakshasas. Gayatri Mantra Abhimantrita Jalas work as Vajrayutha and throw away the demons to a far off distance. The demons again try to approach sun god. At that time, if any human beings perform Sansya Vandana, Shrotriyas perform Sansya Vandana and offer Arghya Pradana to sun god, those waters will drive away those Mandeha Rakshasas. Again, we should offer Arghya to sun before the Rakshasas approach sun. That is why all the followers of Sanaatana Dharma should do Trikala Sansya Vandana and offer Arghya to sun god. The timings to do Sansya Vandana are Prata Sansya from early morning Arunodaya Samaya to till the orb of sun is fully seen, appears. During afternoon, Machahnika Sansya from 10 minutes before Abhijil Lagna to 10 minutes later after Abhijil Lagna. Sansya, Sayam Sansya Vandana to do from the time sunsets, that is the sunset starts to the time of Nakshatra Darsana, the stars appear in the sky. Mostly everybody should follow these timings, but suppose any person could not do at proper time, or suppose they could not do any on any day, they can do a little late also, later also. And elders say better late than never. Suppose anyone could not do Sansya Vandana one day or once in a day also, they can do Prayaschitta of doing Gayatri Mantra Japa extra. Gayatri Mantra Japa should be done with Anganyasa and Karanyasa. As a part of Sansya Vandana, after Arghya Pradana and Gayatri Mantra Japa, the Vatu and everybody, whoever are doing Sansya Vandana, all those should do Namaskara to Sun God with Upasthana mantras. Then turning to all directions, 10 directions, they should do Namaskarams to all the gods, Dig Devatas. They should salute to all the Maharshis who reside in between Ganga and Yamuna rivers. After the Upanayanam, at least for 3 or 4 days, someone should teach the Vatu about all the procedures he has to observe every day, starting from Sandhya Vandana, Agnikarya, Mudra, Samit Homa, etc. And also to do Parishechana and give ahutis to Pancha Pranas exist in him, in us, in the form of Paramatma. So we have to first offer this Anna to Pancha Pranas which exist. The Paramatma, Parabrahman exists in the heart of everybody and also in the form of Pancha Pranas. So we have to do these Pancha Ahutis and then only we should eat. They should eat. After Agnikarya is over, the parents should arrange for Sadasya, Veda Mantra, Patana, Mantra Parayana and Brahmana Ashirvachana. Mostly in all our rituals, we request Veda Panditas, Ghanapatis to do Veda Parayana and give us Veda Ashirvachana. After Veda Parayana, the Veda Panditas should be honored with fruits, flowers, cloths and Dakshina, Puri Dakshinas. The last event in Bhupanayanam Samskara is Medha Janana. This is also called as Palasha Karma. This Medha Janana Karyakrama should be performed at the root of Moduga tree, which is there either at the eastern side or north side of the villages. Nowadays, if it is not possible, then they can get a branch of Moduga tree. That is the same danda which the Vatu uses in Bhupanayana Samskara. That branch can be planted in northern side of the fire, that is the Homa, where fire is kept in Homa Kunda, and do the puja. This should be performed on the 4th day of Bhupanayanam. That is why though Bhupanayana Karyakrama will be done only for 3 days, the 4th day they have to do this Medha Janana Karyakrama. That is why we say 4 days. Somebody questioned. During this worship, Vatu should invite Pranava Devata, Sraddha Devata and Medha Devata with the mantras while the priest is reciting them. After Shodasopachara Puja, Naivedya should be offered and Harati and Pradakshina Namaskaras also should be offered, and pray gods to give good intelligence, capacity to speak perfectly, get good education and knowledge. Now, after this puja is completed, then the priest removes the Raksha Bandhana, which he tied in the beginning to the hand, from the hand of Vatu, and leaves that at the root of this tree, the branch. Now the Brahmacharya Vrata Diksha starts to Vatu. This is the procedure of Upanayana Samskara, which is very secret and sacred, by which the Vatu enters into Brahmacharya Asrama. By observing the duties of it, he gains the knowledge and gets liberated. We do Upakarma as part of Upanayana. This Upakarma is that karma which is done at the time of sending the Vatu to Gurukula for Veda Adhyayana. The brahmacharis who want to start Veda Adhyayana will perform certainly Kratu along with their Acharya. That karma is called as Upakarma. This Upakarma should be performed on the morning of Shravana Paurnami, that comes after the performance of Upanayana Samskara. Even nowadays, after Upanayana, parents are making their son do this Upakarma on Shravana Paurnami, that comes after Upanayana. Shravana Paurnamasyam Anena Prekarena Kuryat. On that day, they should change their Yajnopavita. Shravana Paurnami is considered as Janchala Paurnami. On this day, everyone changes the Yajnopavita. On Paurnami day, moon shines with 16 kalas, Shodasa kala paripurna. In the same way, the Vatu should also shine with perfect knowledge. Acharyaha Sishyai Saha Nadyam Snatva Darphasanasinaha Darphan Dharayamanaha, etc. The mantra goes. The Acharya, along with Sishyas, takes bath, gets darphas and sits on seats made with darphas. That is, on darphasanas, and start to do certain worship starting with Ganapati Puja. They should take a sankalpa that their education of Vedas should be completed without any hindrances. At the time of Upanayana, the priest tells Vatu about Vithi and Nishedhas, the duties to be performed and observed by the Vatu. Here the Acharya once again reminds Brahmachari about their duty, his duties, and makes him worship Navakanda Maharshis, God fire, Agni Deva, Vishwe Devas, Sagumhiti Devas, Yagniki Devas, Yajna Sambandha Devatas. After completing the full procedure, the Acharya or the priest blesses the Brahmacharis or Vatus. Then he takes them to Gurukula along with him, and Vedachena begins. That Vedachena, the Acharyas always begin with Agni Sukta mantra. Om Agnimi Ile Purohitam Yajnasya Devam Ritwijam Hotaram Ratnathatamam. This is how it starts. The Upakarma is completed here. In our Sanatana Sampradaya, elders start to teach and writing with Aksharabhyasa Samskara. Reading and writing will be started with Aksharabhyasa Samskara. Then to begin the Veda Chayana, they celebrate Upanayana and Upakarma to send their children to Gurukula Vasa. The Shishya serve Guru, consider Guru Patni as mother, study the Vedas and gain Vedic knowledge, and also study the Shastras by Sravana, Manana and Nidichyasana, gain knowledge, and being permitted by Guru, they offer Guru Dakshina to the Acharyas, leave that Gurukula, go to their houses and enter into Grihasthasrama. They start Gurukulas and start teaching what they have learned. By Guru Sishya Parampara, the Vedas should be preserved and protected. Our Sanaatana Dharma Tejas should be protected by all of us. With the chanting of Gayatri Mantra every day, everyone should uplift themselves and uplift others by spiritual knowledge. Our Sanatana Dharma should shine well with Brahmi Tejas and Kshatriya Tejas. Protect our Bharata Desha and all Bharatiyas and bring peace and harmony to the world, entire mankind. Swasti. Here this Upanayana Samskara is completed. After Upanayana Samskara, the Samavartana Samskara or Snatakotsava Samskara, the Gurukulu Nivasa, Gurukulvasa Nivrutti. From there they return. Returning home from Gurukula after completing Veda Vidya Achayana. This Nataka Samskara we will teach tomorrow onwards. In fact, if we complete even this part, that would be better because Vivaha is a very lengthy topic, in fact. Okay, now I want to ask certain questions and I want all the students and also all those who are present here to try to answer them. So we can know how much we have grasped it. Now, first question is, what is meant by Upanayanam? Upanayanam means what? Kindly, all of you, one by one, please unmute yourselves and answer.
1 minute, then I will make them unmute. Okay. You are allowed to unmute yourself.
Good, very good. Near to God.
Yes, to see the world.
Near to Guru, correct. Near to Guru to lead him to Brahmajnana. That is correct answer. Now, at what age Upanayanam should be performed to Brahmin child according to Apastamba Guhya Sutras?
5 years.
No. Apastamba Guhya Sutras, I said.
7th year, 3rd month.
Correct. Garbhastameshu Brahmanam Upanayita is there. Very good. What is the significance in keeping the paste of Jeera and Jagari over the head of Vatu? What is the importance? Why we keep that paste on the head of that vatu?
Bring power of devatas.
Very good.
Remove
So
defects.
Adhisthana chakra is
Remove defects of
energized.
chitta.
Okay, Vishwanath garu cheppandi.
Power of devatas removed defects of chitta.
Okay, Pallavi.
Purifies blood.
So
Higher
Adhisthana
ideas.
chakra is energized.
Yes.
Sahasrara chakra.
Sahasrara chakra.
Good. Very nice answer from all of you. What is Brahmopadesha? Brahmopadesha means what? We called as Brahmo.
Can you repeat the question?
Brahmopadesha.
Now, all of you just mute, and whenever you want to speak only, then unmute.
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, yeah. What is the question? What is the question?
Yeah, even she is a part. Yes, both answers are right. Okay, even that is. Advising Chaturvimshati Akshara Tripada Gayatri Mantra along with Shaktipata, the flow of power of Gayatri Mantra Japa Phala from the Father to the Son, along with initiating this Tripada Gayatri. That is Brahmopadesha together. Now the other question is, who should recite this Tripada Gayatri Mantra? Who should recite? Who are eligible to repeat it? Recite it?
Brahmin.
All those who got this Bhupanayanam Samskara done, they are eligible. And Gayatri Brahmins. Gayatri Mantra, even that Brahmopadesha will be different to Kshatriyas and Vaishyas. For Brahmins, it is different. This Tripada Gayatri of Chaturvimshati Akshara Gayatri, it is to be recited only by Brahmins. Then what sort of mantra slokas which all other caste people and ladies, and that is even women and children also can recite and get the power of Gayatri Mantra Japa Phala? Can anyone?
Purana Gayatri.
Purana Gayatri.
And the Shantikun Haridwar, the teaches Gayatri for everyone. Shantikun Haridwar, the Gayatri Parivar, they are teaching Gayatri, and people are doing Gayatri job. All people are doing Gayatri job without any distinction.
Your speech is not audible, Visalakshi.
Madam, వినబడట్లేదు.
అవునా ఏమైంది? Are you able to listen now? ఇప్పుడు వినిపిస్తుంది.
ఇప్పుడు వినిపిస్తుంది.
Maybe this fire mood.
I was asking, what is the kind of Gayatri that the Gayatri Parivar is teaching? So that everybody closes their eyes and
Twice I repeated in my here the Purana Gayatri Evaha Savitasmakam Tiyo Dharmadi Gocharaha. That and other also two mantra slokas which I repeated in the beginning and at the time in the middle also. They can be recited by all women, ladies, without even Upadesha. All people of all castes, they can recite, do japa and get the same fruit as Gayatri Mantra Japa.
Yeah, namaste. Ramakrishna here. Ramakrishna here.
మేడం ఇంకొకసారి ఆ మంత్రం చెప్తారా?
यो देवः सवितास्माकं धियो धर्मादि गोचराः प्रेरयेत् भर्गयत्तस्य तद्वरेण्यमुपास्महे.
థ్యాంక్ యూ మేడం.
Madam, namaste అండి. Ramakrishna here.
Karavandi.
నేను I also asked the same question. నేను దాంట్లో రెండో పార్ట్ ఉంది చూసారా, సెకండ్ శ్లోక, అది I could not catch because first శ్లోక నాకు నోటుకు వచ్చి కానీ సెకండ్ది రాదు. Can you please repeat that text?
यो अस्माकं धियो धर्मादि गोचराः Bhargayattasya tadvarenyam upasmake.
Yeah, second one, next one.
Next one stopping even I am not getting. అదేంటండి? Normally
No, పర్వాలేదు రేపైనా ఇవ్వండి పర్వాలేదు. రేపు టెక్స్ట్ మీరు దీంట్లో పెట్టినా పర్వాలేదు.
ప్రచోదయాత్ లాస్ట్ ప్రచోదయాత్
సర్వ
దేవ ప్రారంభ
చైతన్య రూపాం తాం ఆద్యాం విద్యాం చ ధీమహి బుద్ధిం యాన ప్రచోదయాత్.
Kindly repeat that, please.
సర్వ రూపాం తాం ఆద్యాం విద్యాం చ ధీమహి బుద్ధిం యానః ప్రచోదయాత్.
I think కాస్త మీరు తర్వాత టెక్స్ట్ రాసి పంపిస్తారా దీంట్లో ప్లీజ్?
ఆ రెండు రాసి పంపిస్తాండి.
Yeah. Thank you.
Ma'am, this was the Puran Gayatri that you recited just now.
Yes, both are Purana Gayatri.
పురాణ
But
గాయత్రి.
ma'am, can you send it on group because we did not get it on Google, the Puran Gayatri. I was trying to search it on Google, Puran Gayatri lyrics. Can you send it on group?
Send both these two, Yodeva Savitasmakam and also Sarva Chaitanya Rupam Tam Adyam Vidyam Cha Dhimaki Buddhim Yana Prachodaya. These two I will send. Now,
థ్యాంక్ యూ మేడం.
please, the branch of which tree should be held by a Brahmin Vatu?
Moduga.
Moduga, yes, correct, very good. What are the main important 3 events of this Bhupanayana Samskara? Three most important events of Bhupanayana are
Putting the paste of jeera and jaggery on head, and one Brahmopdesh, and the third one
Third one is Matrabhiksha.
Matra.
very nice, very nice.
Sure.
What is meant by actually Gurukula Nivasa that we have not yet covered, so need not. This Nataka Vrata you can know tomorrow. Okay, or shall I tell in 10 minutes just the Snataka Vrata, or okay, we can start tomorrow?
Tomorrow, madam.
Yes, tomorrow we'll complete all other topics and then Gurukula Nivasa and then other two. Then marriage also I will try to just give a little introduction tomorrow. Then day after tomorrow we will be able to complete this marriage and then Antyeshti. Antyeshti I will just take only 2 or 3 minutes. Regarding marriage only we have to speak so many points. Okay, all questions are answered by all of you very nicely. I am thankful to you all and to Veda Samskruti Samiti for arranging such beautiful Sanaatana Dharma 3 months course and giving me this opportunity. And I thank one and all the participants who answered all the questions very nicely. Thank you.
Dhanyavadaha, Visalakshi Mahodaya. Very good session today, including the question answer session. And I think we have 2 more sessions tomorrow and day after. So now we will have Prarthana and Janganamana. I will do Prarthana. Oh. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani paschyantu, ma kaschit dukkhad bhavet. Oh. Hari Om. Let's have Janaganamana from C.C. Babu Garu. Let us all stand up, please.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्ज्वल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाए तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय हिंद
Very good.
जय हिंद जय हिंद